Kuzampala, Namaste, good morning to all respected online viewers. Long live their majesties, long live our leaders, and long live our friendship. Welcome to this online Ayurveda Yoga Workshops, Embassy of India, Thimpu, ICCR's Nehru Wangchuk Culture Center. Yoga teacher, I'm KVSSN Murthy here. My true prayers to the Almighty to see all the best things to their majesties and the whole Bhutan. So today, Mahashivratri. On this auspicious spiritual occasion, I would like to recite very important sloka from the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. It is saying that Sri Adi Nadaya Namos Tasmai Enopadista Hatha Yoga Vidya Vibrajate Pronata Raja Yoga Maroda Micho Radiroha Niva. Here in this sentence, it is said that salutations to the glorious primal Guru, or the first guru of the yoga, Sri Adinath. It's another name of Lord Shiva, who instructed the yoga education and yoga knowledge and spiritual knowledge to the human beings of Hatha Yoga especially, which shines forth as a stairway for those who wish to ascend to the highest stages of yoga, especially Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga means it's a kind of king path. And saint, in the form of a saint, Lord Mahashiva, also father of Ayurveda as well as father of astrology. So in this regard, I would like to give the small notes on this tree. So when we want to learn about the yoga, if we also learn about some practices in the Ayurveda for the health, some practices in astrology for forecasting, so that will be more relevant. Because astrology will say about the forecasting and prediction applications, Ayurveda will say about the disease management and disorder management, also for the management of the longevity through the available organic ways. And here yoga also saying that same practices, yoga also saying that same practices to how to live how to improve our longevity to reach spiritual upliftment through organic ways, through our breath and through our kriyas and through our yoga postures. Again, on the auspicious occasion of this Mahashivratri, my best wishes to you all. So coming to the actually practices of COVID, so again I would like to stress on these simple points: physical distancing and masks and ear caps, and do not touch any surfaces, and do not count currency or papers by touching your tongue. And also please try to follow the somewhat throat gargling techniques by adding salt or istamadu powder or tripala powder. It should be like bearable hot water. And also coming to the steam inhalation, using eucalyptus oil or using ajwain seed oil also very good, or plain hot water also very good. And coming to nozzle application, so Anutaila and Shadbindu Taila are two Ayurvedic oils which can really create good balance in the mucus level. And cloves powder and honey added with the milk or added with the hot water morning once and evening once make good to get rid of the dry cough. Also it's a good preventive practices for the coughs. And vitamin A diet and vitamin D diet and zinc based diets also very good for management of the immunity as well as metabolic activity. It will be more abundantly available in local fresh green organic vegetables, fruits and mushrooms and milk products. And 6 to 8 hours sleep, good sleep required. When you are not getting sleep, do not immediately jump into the mobiles or TVs or any other work. Just try to concentrate on your breath or concentrate on your eyebrow center. Initially you will get these practices actually for the meditations, but people will get sleep also because of these simple practices. And we have home Ayurvedic simple kitchen remedies called turmeric, garlic, ginger and pepper, and ajwain seeds and jaljira powder and cumin, cinnamon and ilachi, rock salt, as well as local honey. These are very simple practices which will be available in everyone's kitchen. Please use them. Also we have golden milk preparation for immunity and kadachai preparation also for immunity and fight against the viral infections, bacterial infections and fungal infections. And coming to Shilajit, local Shilajit and local cordyceps also very good to increase the immunity, to boost up the immunity. And Chyawanprash also very good because it's like a composition of nearly 43 different kind of herbal plant based things. And in this week, as we know that we are seeing simple disorder called under eye cycles. So that may be because of heredity, maybe because of smoking, drugs, or insomnia, sleeplessness, or anemia, alcohols and caffeine, or drugs, or over medication, or allergies, or like people who are in the at the age group of menopause also, it's a common of the like these dark cycles. And coming to strong weather, also one of the acting factor, and melanin also very important factor, thyroid related issues and skin related issues also acting factors. But please remember, whatever you have the inner diseases or disorders, so once you notice the dark cycles, immediately choose a good doctor to take good advice, what about the blood composition and remaining things. Plus we have very simple Ayurvedic remedies today also. Like first practice will be like extra hour sleep, as we mentioned last time also. Again I'm stressing the same thing, extra hour sleep in the afternoon before your lunch hour. Try to take at least 1 hour deep sleep if you possible. So that will be really helpful in management of health and immunity and metabolic activities, and also it will improve the focus of the mind for the further works. And coming to next practice, neem leaves or neem capsules, but powder form. Try to take powder form and apply like water, or like you can apply like what we call coconut oil also, but mix with a thin paste. Then after that try to apply on that affected areas of the skin. But immediately after 1 hour, wash your eyes with acceptable cold water or warm water. Next application is pudina leaves and turmeric and milk. So like take equal percentage and mix with as a paste. Mix as a paste, and then after that apply on the affected areas of the skin. So here you can leave that solution for 2 to 3 hours time, then after that wash thoroughly. So this is also very simple application. So today's our wonder application is Jalanethi and the Sutranethi techniques. It is actually yoga practices, the way how we are doing very important. So take like salt water and added baking salt or baking powder inside the water. So use this simple technique, especially Jalanethi practice and Sutranethi practice. Somewhat it will give you a good complexion around the eyes, as well as it will give the good health towards the ears and towards the throat and the eyes and whole facial organs. But the way how we are doing also very important, this kind of Sutranethi and Jalanethi. And while using these applications, please remember, and stress levels and your remaining like house affairs and your working nature and your fear factors and phobias and depressions and remaining things also like acting factors on the health. Especially when you have any kind of ill health, that will reflect on the eyes and eye level organs only. So always try to keep a look on the eyes while when you are look your face in the mirrors. Please carefully observe what about your eyes, what your eyes are telling. When we are meeting here at the same place tomorrow with the same topic, we'll see still more applications in Ayurveda. Now let's join to the yoga class now. Alright, coming to sun salutations, and with mantra chanting and the sloka and bijakshara, again with full devotion and devotion towards the Shivaratri Parvadin. So coming to mantra chanting and sloka, take a long deep inhalation and exhalation. Om Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham Tatvam Pushan Apavrunu Satya Dharmaya Drustaye. Om Hram Hrim Hrum Hraim Hraum Raha Mitra Ravi Surya Bhanu Kagapusna Hiranya Garbhamaricha Aditya Savitra Arka Bhaskaraya Namaha. Stretch the arms forward, lift the arms completely up, and here once pull up and from there slightly put a back bend, Ardha Chandrasana or Ardha Chakrasana. Then keep the body straight. Once pull up. When you have lower back issues or neck issues or heart elements or blood pressure issues, don't do the forward bends unless take care about your forward bend. Completely bend the body forward. Then here right leg is your back leg. Asva Sanchalanasana or horse riding posture. Once press the abdomen, push the body forward, lift the chin up and back leg straight on the toes and lift your knee against the gravity. Then slowly join your forward leg to back leg called Dandasana and completely push the body down towards the floor called Ashtanga Namaskarasana or Sastanga Namaskarasana. Like a sea wave, lift the body to attach the posture called Bhujangasana or lifted head cobra posture. So against the shoulders, lift the body and spine up and back leg straight on the toes and slowly move your body inside, push your head inside, try to put your heels on the floor and right leg is your forward leg called Asva Sanchalanasana or horse riding posture. Alright, back leg straight on the toes, back leg knee up and join your back leg to the forward leg called Pada Hastasana or standing forward bending and lift your both the arms and the body up. Hasta Uttanasana or Sarir Uttanasana. Once completely pull up and slightly put a back bend called Ardha Chandrasana or Ardha Chakrasana and body straight, palms together above to the head, Kailash Mudra. Then slowly keep your palms together and down at your chest called Anahata Pranamasana and with inhalation lift the arms and with exhalation wide the hands. Then very slowly turn your palms, rest your palms at your thighs. After that wide the legs but still keep your toes straight or inside, lock your hands back, keep your body and head straight to take a long slow deep inhalation and exhalation. And coming to postures, so today also we have two balancing postures. One is dancing Shiva posture, Natarajasana. Right, so keep your right leg back, left leg forward. Then open your left hand forward, lift your back leg heel. Then turn your forward hand and to put the chin mudra or any palm mudra. Then here back leg fold, catch your back leg toes or back leg ankle or back leg pant cloth, but be very convenient while doing the posture. Then here try to lift your back leg up. Throughout the practice keep the toes pointed towards the head and lift your forward arm, look up or look forward and stay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then very slowly come back, keep your back leg down and very slowly rest your legs and few seconds resting your two legs. Then take a long slow deep inhalation and exhalation. Alright, check your breath, check your convenience and rest and match. So here forward leg is your right leg. Then here also open your right arm as a forward arm and stretch your arm forward and turn your palm and put your chin mudra. Back leg heel up and fold your back leg. Properly catch your ankle neck or toe junction or you can catch your pant cloth also. Then here back leg straight and completely pull the leg up and keep lift your forward arm and stay for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Then very slowly come back, release and relaxation. Enough. Then slowly rest your legs. Then take a deep slow inhalation and exhalation. And more long slow deep inhalation and exhalation. So we have another Bhangima, like what we call a dancing Shiva posture, another variation, or we can call it as a Konasana variation. So right here also take care of your legs when you have knee issues or hip issues or ankle issues. So avoid the practice or take as per your convenient pace. Then here keep your body straight. Keep open your right leg to the left side, but that should be behind your left leg. Then from here, increase your right leg stretch and squat, forward leg bend. Then lift your two arms up. Then towards your open leg side. Give a maximum bend. You can interlock the hands throughout the practice, or you can choose your touching your below leg with the left hand, but few seconds stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then very slowly come back. Rest your arms and rest your body very slowly. Rest and relaxations enough. Soon after that, again few seconds, apply your post stretches of the posture, relaxations. Few seconds, give a breath break. And opposite side, same thing. Check your convenience, check your dress and mat. And same thing, keep open your left leg to the right side, that should behind your right leg. Then totally slide your left leg and keep a bend on your right leg properly. Then lift your both the arms. Alright, give a maximum bend and stay here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 10. Relaxation. Then very slowly come back. Turn your hands. Then resting, relaxation. Again, few seconds. Lock your hands back. Close your eyes and wide your legs. Still keep your toes straight or inside. Alright, first posture will be a balancing. Second posture will be also balancing, but a different variation. These two postures definitely will improve the awareness and focus of the mind, especially the last posture. That is also good to prevent the fat around the hips and the thighs and the abdomen. Alright, take a long inhalation and exhalation. And my next two postures will be bridge posture variations. Then first sit on the floor, then few seconds relaxation in this Sukha Dandasana. Alright, keep your body straight. Then after that, according to your convenience, come to Shavasana. And fold your two legs. Then catch your right ankle with the right hand and slightly wide your leg to catch your left ankle with the left hand. Then after that, using your arms support, using your neck and above back support, and slightly lift your trunk up, adjust your both the hands inside and give a maximum lift on the body till your chest bone, till it reach towards the chin. Lift the body up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here in this same posture, when you want, lift your heels also for extra balance. You can lift your heels, you can put your arms under the waist to lift your body more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then slowly leave the hands. Then be very flexible and very confident, very convenient. Then keep your trunk down. Then open your legs straight. Then two legs straight. Then open the arms. Few seconds stay now. And deep, slow inhalations and exhalations. Right, using the same technique, we have last posture, same bridge posture called Sarvanga Setu Bandhasana. Here once come to Samasthiti position, pre-position, and fold your one leg and alternate leg. Then here also keep your hands on the floor first to give extra support to the body for lifting. And now lift your total body up. Then here in the same thing, lift your heels further up to put your hands inside palms or like inside fingers, or you can put your fist also for extra lifting the body. Then here open your right leg forward and left leg forward throughout the practice. From your heels to head, the total body must form an arc. Then for the body, your two hands must be acting factors to lift the body like pillars, and few seconds stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then very slowly come back. Rest your hands. Then very slowly on the heels support. Keep your body down. Soon after that, fold your both the legs to give extra relaxation at your lower back. Then here take a long, slow, deep inhalation and exhalation. And again stretch your legs. But as a counter pose, we have to do one small exercise for the neck pulling. So here both the legs together as Samasthiti or pre-position. Then here fold your two legs and bring them on the abs. Then here interlock the fingers under the head. Once be very flexible and check your breath and check your dress. Then very slowly exhalation, lift your head up, or you can reach till the knees with your chin or with the forehead or with the elbows. Again few seconds stay now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now then very slowly rest. So this is what we call Pavana Mukta Asana series, one of the variations of the Pavana Mukta Asana. Then slowly open the arms and open the legs. Again take a long, slow and deep inhalation, exhalation. So basically bridge posture and Pavana Mukta Asana is also good for giving relaxation to the lower back and neck and above back, especially at the thyroid region health. And as well as the last exercise, Pavana Mukta Asana, especially good for the ab level fat reduction as well as toning of the muscles and giving good health inside organs of the abdomen. Alright, slowly keep your both the legs together. Then towards your right side or left side, turn the body while using the same side hand as a pillow, remaining arm as a pillar in front of the chest. Bend your two knees. With the help of the limbs, lift the body and get up and slowly sit down. Alright, come back. So coming to pranayam practices. So you can choose any convenient posture, half lotus or simple cross legs, or you can lean the body on the wall also initially, or you can use chair or bed to sit yourself convenient, or you can use Vajrasana, or you can use Supta Vajrasana, or you can use lotus posture. We have many other postures, Baddha Padmasana or some other meditative postures. So be very convenient whatever posture you want to do. And after postures, it is also advised to give a small break to drink water, but in small amounts. That is actually good for the mantra chanting. And when you have your traditional belief to do this mantra and sloka, you can follow, or you can just follow the physical practices only. Today also our practices are on Kapala Bhati Kriya Abhyas and the Nadi Sodhan Anulom Vilom Pranayam. Okay, keep your body straight. Take a long, slow, deep inhalation, exhalation. Om Kesavaya Swaha. Om Madhavaya Swaha. Om Narayanaya Swaha. Om Adya Samadhi Tatpala Siddhyadham Asana Purvakan Pranayamadin Karishye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Then slowly keep the palms down. So once focus your mind on the breath. Then here this is sloka, meaning in other words it is saying that spiritual upliftment is a major goal for us. To make our path clear towards the spiritual upliftment, these yoga postures and pranayam, meditations, mudras, bandhas, kriyas, all these practices will give you that kind of stamina or that kind of what we call steadiness to reach the spiritual upliftment. Okay, coming to the practices, Kapala Bhati. It's a frontal brain cleaning technique. So especially when the people suffering from this sinus or migraine or any phlegm related disorders, so if they will slowly start these practices, at one point of time they will totally get rid of the phlegm related issues. But the practices should be will be depend on the practitioner and the teacher also, how teacher will teach and how practitioner will take the practices. But keep the position straight. So we are not doing any variations in Kapalabhati. We are doing like a simple regular practice only, regular Kapalabhati only. Keep your position straight. When you have heart elements or blood pressure issues or any throwing sensations or especially ear problems, take care while doing, or do it very slow or avoid the practices, or still you can take advice from your yoga teacher and physician. Okay, keep your position straight. And coming to first 10 strokes Kapalabhati, then starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then long, deep, slow inhalation and exhalation. Alright, second spell towards 20th stroke, starting again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, long, slow, deep inhalation and exhalation. And third, last spell, starting again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, deep, slow inhalation and exhalation. Again, a small break after Kriya Abhyas, after Kapalabhati also. Still, if you want to drink a small amount of water, it is also recommended to drink. So, coming to Pranayam, Anulom Vilom Pranayam, it is also mentioned in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the sacred text, that Baddha Padmasano Yogi Pranam Chandrena Purayet Dharayatva Yada Sekti Bhoya Suryena Rechayet Pranam Suryena Cha Krishya Puraye Daduram Senehi Vidivat Kumbakam Purva Punas Chandrena Rechayet. Here it is clearly mentioned that Anulom Vilom Pranayam, Nadi Shodhana Pranayam should be begin with the left nostril and end with the right nostril, like it will be breathe out. Again, right nostril breathe in, then it should be end with the left nostril for breathe out. Okay, now coming to the practices here. So very simple practices. Open your right thumb to close the right nostril and breathe in with the left nostril. Then after that, but very slowly, carefully breathe out with the alternative nostril, right nostril. And right nostril inhalation. And left nostril completely slowly breathe out. And again left nostril inhalation. And alternative nostril, right nostril breathe out. Last inhalation with the right nostril. Then slowly completely breathe out with the alternative nostril. Then slowly put the hand down, take a long, slow, deep inhalation and exhalation. Then once you have finished your practices, pranayam, and give some more time to do dharana practices if you know well, or to take concentration practices in the format of Trataka Abhyasas. And after finishing your dharana practices and concentration practices, some more time, please give some more time to do yoga nidra or nidra yoga or power nap to give more relaxation to the body and mind and breath, especially for your eyes. And coming to the ending of the practices, once you totally finished your yoga practices, including power naps and yoga nidra, take 15 minutes time to take bath and further 5 minutes time to take breakfast. It is also depending on the how you are doing the practices. Then coming to the afternoon practices, please remember, immediately after food, immediately after taking food, do not take sleep or don't sit on the chairs. At least try to stand for a while. When you have more space to walk, you can walk. Here, post meal walk. So like in the early morning or in the evening, only plain walking for exercises, it will not create a good change in the body. But along with the walking styles, especially early morning and the evening, please compose some other exercises also, body turns, bends, twists, forward bends, back bends, or you can do yoga and aerobics, you can do yoga and some other practices also. But try to put the yoga also in the last for more relaxing to the body. And in the evening practices, once you finish your house affairs, office works, garden work, sports and games, or once you will be totally free in the evening before your dinner time, take at least 20 minutes time to 30 minutes time to do some of the self yoga practices, including back bends and including inverted postures and including uh, breathing exercises. And especially in the diets, please remember, do not blindly depend on the only one set of the diet. Don't blindly depend on the only carbohydrates. So a healthy plate always will be with the good portion of carbohydrates, good portion of fats, good portion of proteins, and remaining vegetables and vitamins and minerals. Also liquid diets. Please try to see that in what portion, in what way you are decorating your food plate. That's also very important. That will give you positive changes on the health. So give equal importance to the every diet. And tomorrow when we are meeting here at the same time, same place, we will see still more good applications in the yoga and more practices in the Ayurveda and yoga both. So thanking you all to giving me this wonderful opportunity. Stay away from the bad habits and do yoga also. Thanking you all.